wait until you guys see this video on the REXX T01 electric dirt bike. This thing is massive. I don't know if video is doing it justice. I posted a bunch of pictures of this thing online and I just don't know if you can understand how big a bike this thing is. Now let me give you guys some quick specs on this thing before I start running over some of the components, because I don't want to stay in this garage all day. We actually got to ride it. You guys got to see how I think about it. And I'll tell you right now, I've actually rode it for 20 or 30 miles off camera, and I never do this just because I enjoyed it so much. So you have that to think about. So real quick, this is a 72 volt bike. There's a big 35 amp hour battery right here. It's 2,500 watt hours, which is decently sized for a bike like this. Now you can get about 60 miles of range if you stay in eco mode, depending on your weight, your terrain, wind, all that kind of stuff. But you can probably knock it down to 30 miles of range if you stay in sports mode, which gives you about 7,500 watts and a peak burst of 10,000 watts. It goes 50 miles an hour and it does 0 to 30 in just over 3 seconds. It seriously has some of the best technology built on a bike that I've seen so far to date. I mean, you can lock the front, so if you go into the grocery store or whatever, you leave it outside, you can lock the whole front down. It also has a key way back here to pop this seat off. It has a bunch of stuff that if the bike is not turned on, it will actually lock it up so it won't allow you to roll it and an alarm will come on. It just has so many cool things going for it. So without further ado, I want to show you guys some of this stuff real quick. Let's go out for a ride. Let's start off in the back over here. You guys can check out, you have an integrated brake light all the way in the rear. You can see the stitching on the seat right here. This is something you just see like in a nice fancy car. This is going to get pretty worn down, especially depending on how you ride and stuff, but this is a very, very nice texture. It's also a very wide seat as well. You can see by my hand, it is a huge seat compared to anything I've really had. And here is your rear suspension. It's KKE. You got the compression adjustment right there. You can see we got that key right there to remove our seat. So you got to pull that to the side and then your seat will pop off. You can also see we have a 428 chain, and down there you have a rebound adjustment on the lower part of the suspension. On the side of the bike, you can see that we have some type of rhino skin. It's basically like a bed liner that you would put in a truck if you're going to haul a bunch of stuff so it doesn't mess anything up. It feels great, and it just tells me that is going to last and be very durable, especially when you hit stuff on the road, trees, branches, stuff like that. If you come down here, you can see that we have a 44 tooth sprocket in the rear. It's a 428. That rear tire size is 110/80/17, and our front one is a little bit more skinnier but taller at 70/119. You also get some massive front forks on this thing. I mean, they are huge. Some of the biggest I think I've had in the garage, bigger than my SurRon and everything that I've personally owned for an electric dirt bike. And also you can see this key right here. You can see that when you do it, this thing will lock into here, and that will make it so the front can't move. Also, let me know how you guys feel about the front fender. I feel like it blends in very well with the bike. However, at first it kind of took me off guard, but I think it's kind of nice. The headlight design is absolutely brilliant. You see no type of wires whatsoever. You got a nice display on the other side of those handlebars, and it's very easy to read all the information. You'll see when we go out for a ride. We got hydraulic brakes. You also have adjustments right here, so that's nice, so you can adjust your brake levers when you're riding. The brake rotors down here are pretty massive themselves. Now the website doesn't say any information, but I did some measuring. I got 9 inches or a little bit under 9 inches, so I believe these are 220 millimeter rotors. And the rear looks to be exactly the same. On the left hand side of the bike, right underneath the seat, you do have a charging port right here. It's nice and hidden, so if you don't want to take the seat off, you can charge it right here. But you can also charge it from the top up here on the battery. Here is where you put your little NFC card to get the bike to turn on. And this is how the box looks that holds your NFC cards in there. You get 2 of them. You also get the key, and this key is going to be for locking the front wheel or taking the seat off. You actually don't need this key to start the bike whatsoever. You only need the NFC. And I know I didn't do an unboxing of this bike. However, it was a very nice, pleasant experience. Everything was labeled, everything that was wrapped literally told you where it needed to go. And it also has an accessory list, so you can check this off as you go and make sure you have everything for the bike. Now real quick, before I sit on the bike and show you guys how I look look on it. I do want to briefly say that I should have done an unboxing video of this thing because that really shows the craftsmanship that goes into the unboxing experience. It made it so easy, and also I was able to see how quality component everything was that I was putting together and installing on this bike and seeing it up close for the first time. This is not a cheaply made bike. This is a very high-end quality bike. So if you were looking for something really high-end, this would be a bike to buy and consider. So anyway, I just wanted to say that real quick. Let's get the NFC chip on here. The bike does make an audible tone, so it does have a speaker on here. It makes noise when you put it in park, when you turn the bike off, when you switch the modes from eco to sport. It makes all these cool little funky noises. Also, when it is off and you move it, it does start going the alarm. It just does so many cool things, right? But anyways, I'm 5'9", 163 pounds. You can see where my feet are at. You can see how the suspension is. It's very comfortable. I gotta tell you, I've been having fun with this bike. It's just been an absolutely blast to ride. Feels just, oh, just so good. But anyways, I just had to show you guys how I look sitting on it. I would say if you're probably under like 5'4" or under, don't get this bike. It's gonna be too short for you. You gotta be at least like 5'6" and up to maybe 6'2". I think you'll be okay riding this bike. Now I'm gonna turn the bike off with the NFC chip and give it a few seconds and it will make a beep. Okay, there we go. When you set your bike like that, that's kind of when the alarm system comes on. So if I did pick it up, sometimes it takes a little bit, but if you do start moving it, it will start yelling at you a little bit. See, now everything's locked and, okay, now it unlocked, giving you a little warning. I can't move it, but it will keep doing this, and now it's permanently locked. Okay, now it's still going. Oh, it locked again. So it just locks for a brief time here and there. It kind of just deters people from trying to steal this thing, but what other bike does that on the market? That is pretty cool. Now here is how the front locks up. You basically just pull the wheel all the way to this side, and then you just turn this, pull the key out, and you can't move it anymore. And if you gotta unlock it, come over here, unloosen it, and then the front is free to move again. The back I was showing you has this key right here. You just basically have to do that. You actually have to hold it at the same time. Then you have to pull this seat up and out. Once the seat is out, this is how the locking mechanism works right here. And this is where your tail light sits right here. So if you ever had to replace that, if you broke it for whatever reason, here is the latching system for the middle of the seat so it doesn't bow up. So this is what will hold it down. You can see that our charge fuse, 35 amps, power fuse, 5 amps. You can see our massive 72 volt, 35 amp hour battery sitting right here. It has a very nice, easy unplug connector. So basically I should get the key and turn this bike off first. And now that the bike's off, you basically just use this and boom, it pops out just like that. And then your battery has a little hook right here. And this is what you use to pull your battery out. It was a little hard to do with one hand, so I put the camera over there. And this is where a lot of the weight is coming from this bike. That is a massively heavy battery. Here's how the inside of the battery compartment looks like. You can definitely quick swap a battery in here if you have one custom made. You have these nice rubber protectors right here on all sides, so it's gonna protect that battery. There's a lot of room down there. Now there's two complaints I have about this bike so far, and one of them is putting the seat back on. The seat is not very fun to get on whatsoever. It's really finicky. Maybe it will get better over time after I do it a few times, but as of right now, I've taken it off probably 3 or 4 times, and it's a pain in the ass to put back on. And also, the kickstand to me is too short for this bike. You can see how far the bike leans over, and in my personal opinion, that is just way too much. I feel like it's gonna fall over into all my other bikes or into my garage door when I put it over there in the corner. So it does worry me a little bit, but it doesn't get close to falling over. It looks like it's gonna fall over. I've even tried to push it a few times, and that kickstand is sturdy, but I would have liked to seen a longer kickstand on this bike. But anyways, guys, without further ado, let's go take this thing out for a spin. I spent way too long in here. Let's go have some fun on this thing, and we are gonna do way more videos on this thing. Again, links are down in the description to save some money on this thing. Whatever cost it is, when you see this video, it'll take $100 off. All right, we got the bike turned on. It stays in park mode. Now you can't take it out of park mode or any other mode until you flip the kickstand up. It does make an audible beep. There is a sensor on that kickstand. Once it is there, you can hit the park. Now you're in eco. Want to change modes, hit this button right here. Now we're in sports mode. All right, here we go, guys. Now I can kind of show you guys the cluster and everything like that. So there's obviously a button over here for hazards, but that doesn't do anything because there's no turn signals, no nothing on this bike. Here is your high and low beam. So that's your high beam, that's your low beam. You also have this button over here, and this flashes your beam. So you probably can't see it. Maybe you can see it with my glove, but yeah, you can flash that. And then, yeah, you have turn signals right here, but of course they don't do anything. So I'm really curious to know if they were planning on putting turn signals and instead they did the reflectors or something on the side. I'm not 100% sure. Also, we got an actual horn on this thing. I cannot believe we have an actual horn. That is nice. All right, so since we have a full battery charge in this thing, you see how nice the display sits right here? We're at 98%, so we're gonna hit it. 1, 2, 3. Whoa, okay, all right. Well, we almost did a wheelie. We don't wanna do that because we don't wheelie on this channel because I don't know how to do it and I don't wanna hurt my back. So here we go, let's do that again one more time. It definitely will pick up on you for sure. There we go, past 30 miles an hour already. Now, keep in mind, I normally put my phone on these bikes, and by the way, look how smooth this thing is, one-handed. I don't suggest you guys do this, but one-handed, and I'm just chilling. This is one of the smoothest bikes, even with these tires on here for off-roading and stuff like that. They are seriously like nice and smooth on the road. What I wanted to say though is that I have no room for a phone mount. Now, I technically kind of do. I could put one right here, but then it would have blocked all this stuff, and I really wanted to show you. So I have my phone in my pocket right now recording, so I can tell you guys what the top speed is when we pull over to the side. This clearly says 50 miles an hour, and that is nice, but I don't know if I'm exactly doing 50 miles an hour. I feel like I'm close, but I don't know if I am there or not, because maybe I just feel like I'm so tall off the ground that maybe I am doing 50. I'm so used to the little tiny bikes that if you're doing 50, like in a go-kart or something like that, you feel like you're hauling ass. I probably am doing 50 and I just don't even realize it. But one of the biggest things I just can't get over is just how nice and smooth this bike is. I mean, it is well put together. You feel it right off the bat. It does have some weight to it, so when you do turn, you definitely feel it for sure, but it's not that bad. Something I want you guys to listen to is just the pickup speed. Listen to this motor. That is such a nice noise. It's sick. What's up, brother? Probably one of my favorite things on here is just I've never had a bike sound like this. It's not loud at all. It just has an electric, futuristic sound to it. It just sounds so damn good. And boom, 50 miles an hour. Let me pull over here real quick and see if that's accurate. All right, moment of truth. Oh my God, it wasn't even recorded. We got to do that all over again. Oh, here we go. I found it. All right, I was recording the trip, but it didn't do it on the other one. All right, so 46.68 miles per hour. Average speed was 17. We've been out here for about 8 minutes. We went 2.5 miles. Anyways, yeah, so 46, 47-ish mile per hour. So it is reading a little off from the 50 miles an hour that they say it does. Again, guys, listen to this noise of this bike. And look at those wheels down there. They look so damn clean with the stickers on the side. Absolutely a gorgeous thing to look at. I mean, so many people in this area just check this thing out when I pass by and they're like, I can tell they're looking like, what the hell is that? So because this bike has a decent speed, you can actually stay up with traffic pretty damn well. And if you ever had any incidents on the road or someone cut you off, I just love this. A real horn, I love it. And by the way, I'm glad we're not stuck in that type of traffic. Peace out, suckers. And one thing too is if traffic gets built up back here, we'll just jump in the bike lane. So I've been riding around a little bit, and even at 73%, we're still hitting 50 miles an hour in this place. So we're still doing 46, 47 miles an hour. So quick range update real quick. I got 6.2 miles of 70%. Of course, that's not looking good, but I mean, I was on a road for about 4 miles just doing 50 miles an hour plus, so I'm really gonna be the worst case scenario for range on this thing. See cops up ahead. Let's get the hell out of here. We don't want to sit and wait no more. Yeah. So guys, next thing we gotta do is a brake test. I gotta slow down. We wanna do 28 miles an hour, which is class 3. So here we go, about 29, 28, 27. And this bike is so sturdy that I was able to stand on it while braking, and it is track straight. However, it did slide pretty decently far, and I think we went under 28 miles an hour, but the brakes do work. They think they just work too good that you just slide all over the place. See, as a little jumping test real quick, not going that fast. Woo, all right. Yeah, no, I'm too chicken to hit that going full speed. But we are off-road a little bit right now, and I mean,
This is where this thing shines. And trust me, I will do a full video riding this thing on the dirt, but we're not gonna do it in today's video. I just wanted to come over here to the hill test and see how it does. So here we go, 1, 2, 3. Whoa. Dude, it barely slipped and it started climbing. 27 miles an hour is what I saw. I'm gonna say about 25-ish because I know it's slightly off, but that is quick. I mean, I wouldn't expect any less than a 72-volt bike being quick coming up this. Look at what I dug into the ground. Look at all the traction that it got. That's crazy. Let's do that one more time. 1, 2, 3. Whoa, trying to wheelie on me now. Here we go, 29. I saw 29 miles an hour. Dang, man. Woo. You know what? Like, I actually feel pretty comfortable hauling ass on this thing on the dirt because it's just so solid. Like, woo, like even sliding around corners, it doesn't feel that light and nimble where it feels like it's gonna slip out from under you and you're not gonna be on the bike anymore. This really feels planted. I actually can't wait until we take it fully off-road and just go explore some of the trails and whatnot and just go have some fun out in the dirt. That is gonna be probably our second video on this thing. I mean, look how fast I'm going out here. I'm going max speed, and I never go max speed on any of these bikes out here in the sand gravel type because it's just so slippery. But this thing, no issues. Let's see how it does a bridge test. Yeah, I sit pretty tall for the bridge test, man. The bars are decently wide. They're not like crazy wide, but they just topple over anything because they're so tall. So because we're coming up to the end of this video, guys, and this is just a quick first impression showing you guys how awesome this thing is and that I would highly recommend buying it now. If you guys like how it looks and you guys are listening to what I'm saying, this is a high quality component bike. This is not a cheaply made bike. This is well thought out and this is a solid contender. I would never go out and buy a SurRon anymore. The only reason I keep a SurRon is for nostalgia reasons. Like all the kids say, oh, we got a SurRon, that's cool. But SurRons are just nothing anymore. 4,500 bucks and they don't go that fast anymore. This thing has more power and it has more features. Now the SurRon has a huge upgrade path, of course. This thing doesn't have anything yet. I'm sure someone could find some battery to drop in here that has better cells and possibly more range, maybe 40 amp hours or whatever they can fit in here. But all I'm saying is this one being 3,100 bucks right now, I'm making this video. It's gonna go up in price if you guys wait, and I'll save you guys 100 bucks on it as well using the coupon code and links. It's a no-brainer to me, you know, it's seriously a no-brainer. And that's pretty much it for the video, guys. I almost went down to 50%. We're sitting at 51 right now, and I did 10.5 miles. So with my type of range and riding right now, it looks like I'm only gonna get 20 miles out of this bike. So it really just depends on how you ride. You can definitely get up into that 50, possibly 60 mile range if you go a lot slower and do not go in the sports mode. But I know if you're buying this thing, you're buying it to haul ass. You know, why are you buying it? So just expect the range to not be so good if you go fast all the time. And I'll see you guys in the next one. That'll be off-roading, baby. I am absolutely just in love with this thing. I gotta keep it for a while. Might even sell the SurRon, I don't know. It's that good, guys. It is that good. One last pull at 48%. Here we go, 1, 2, 3. Woo! No, we definitely lost some torque there, but it's still hauling ass though. Here's my headlight right there. It's a better look at it. Beep, 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 beep. I love that button. It's fun, but I don't know really why you would have it, but I like that I have it. I almost forgot to tell you, this thing has one of the best chargers. This is a 10 amp 72 volt charger. You just don't see bike companies giving you a 10 amp charger on these bikes anymore. They're normally 2 or 3 amps. So kudos to them, 10 amps. We're gonna get this thing charged up for our next video coming soon.